We're here in Nashville, Tennessee, a city that is known not only for its great music, but a city that is also challenging some of the world's best when it comes to hospitality, food, and culture. So, what better location than to get behind the wheel of the Infiniti Q50, a luxury sports sedan that has already, in previous years, been challenging the competition. We're going to find out if the updates for 2018 will still keep it at the top of the pack. The Q50 has seen a couple of updates over the years since it was first introduced in 2014. It was refreshed in 2016 with the major changes being 3 new powerful turbocharged engine options. Since that refresh focused mainly on things under the hood, for 2018 this model is now getting another makeover, but this time the changes are subtle aesthetic updates. Though nothing major, the fine-tuning that Infiniti has invested into this car all comes together to produce something that looks fantastic. The styling stays relatively the same. For 2018, the Q50 features a redesigned bumper, deeper grille, and new shapes for the fog lamp cutouts. The changes are subtle, but this car looks a bit more aggressive. Move to the rear and subtle changes like new LED taillights and trim have been added to the bumper to really make the dual tailpipes pop. Customers can choose from the Hybrid, Sport, or the Red Sport 400. There's been a slight name change for the 2018 model year as well. The former premium trim is now being called Luxe. As with other Infiniti products, the interior has really been designed with the driver in mind. Everything looks and feels phenomenal. They've added a double stitching on the accent on the dash. In the Red Sport trim, it's red, and in all other models, it's silver. We now have a steering wheel that resembles the Q60, and we have a leather-wrapped gear shift with the Infiniti symbol. Another small feature, but I think it looks really cool, and unfortunately it's only available on the Red Sport, is the quilted seats. Well, unfortunately, the only car they had for us to drive on this press trip was the Red Sport 400. But fortunately for us, that's the only car we had to drive on this trip. That being said, don't forget that the Q50 base model has a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine with 208 horsepower, and then you have the choice of both of the 3-liter V6 engines with either 300 or 400 horses. And that is where Infiniti has the competition beat. Even at 300 horses, it has more power than Lexus, BMW, and Audi. They've refined the steering. There is a bit more feedback to the driver, and it's a little softer, which I like. I do have a feeling some people might prefer a little bit of a harder ride, but this makes it feel a little bit more comfortable for me, and I could spend a long time behind the wheel. With 6 drive modes to choose from, there is something for everyone. Snow, Standard, Sport Plus, and Personal, just to name a few. Even in Sport Plus, the suspension's not very harsh. Personal mode is the way I would go. It'll literally let you set the ride to whatever suits your personal style in the moment. Another great improvement to this car are the brakes. Large 4-piston calipers are up front and twin piston calipers in the rear. The result? More solid and smooth braking feel, especially at higher speeds. Had a great time here in Tennessee, and I've had a fabulous time behind the wheel of the 2018 Infiniti Q50. Now, on the time of filming, they hadn't released pricing, but it will be very similar to last year's model. That being said, for the price, you get what I think is the best looking car in its class, with a lot of horsepower and a car that's fun to drive, especially if you get the Red Sport 400. Now, if you're in the market for a luxury sports sedan, the Infiniti Q50 should definitely be on your list of vehicles to take for a spin.
So that Q50, that's a good-looking car. I like the outside. What do you think of the inside?
You know, I think it's good looking inside and out. I recently posted something on social media about cup holders, though it was another vehicle, and when it comes to the Q50, that would be a small complaint of mine. The cup holders are too small.
Okay, I just want to clarify for people. Lacey loves going to the gym, and she has this like 5-liter thing you take with you. No cars. You know what that's called? The trunk.
Okay, Zach, people go to Starbucks and they get a venti coffee, and The bigger coffee mugs don't fit very well either.
You know what, I will say one thing about the Q50 and the Infiniti Infotainment System. When you start the car up, it takes a long time for it to boot up, the computer. So that's something I think they could work on as well. But when you spill your 5 liters onto the computer, it's all gonna be fried anyway.